boys and girls, respected mentors, and my dear friends, a warm good evening to one and all. I am here today to moderate a panel discussion, a level 5 elective in my path innovative plan. Electronic gadgets designed by us are now completely controlling and ruling our lives. We are happier on the launch of a new mobile phone than welcoming a guest to our new home. At some point of view, you might have attempted to go phone free or keep yourself away from social media in the hope of achieving a digital detox or digital fasting. We all know it feels good, but only for the short while. Free for something, and before long, we are itching to see what we are losing. Something like losing limb. You feel lost. In other words, we are addicted. Here arises a question. Are we using digital gadget or is digital gadget using us? Every happiness gurus talk about mindfulness as core value, the importance of being connected with ourselves. Sometimes we feel the connection to the digital world has taken over our life. So let us have a discussion. Is digital diet an essential fact? This discussion was 4 rounds. In the first 2 rounds, each panelist gets a slot of 2 minutes to express their views on questions from my side. A green card, I think Jacob will show a green card will flash at the end of 2 minutes and red at 2.5. And the third round, the audience round, that extends to 9 to 10 minutes. Audience are requested to put their questions personally to me in my chat box. You are welcome to mention the name of the panelist to whom you wish to address the question. And the last one, the closing round. And here Toastmaster Jacob is in my team taking the role of timekeeper. And welcome Toastmaster Jacob. He's here to remind us about the value of time, and he will be using the different colors to bring the attention to it. Don't bother much, and you can see the panel. Here we are with the 3 interesting personalities representing different segments with the different styles and patterns of digital life. And first, let me welcome Toastmaster Anna Panakkal, member of YMCA Toastmasters Kochi, first year undergraduate student of University of British Columbia. She is taking her computer science and English as double main, and with variety of interests, reading, swimming, baking. Toastmaster Anna, hearty welcome to this panel.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shoba.
Okay. First impression is the best impression. My first meeting with Mr. Jayakumar was in a book review forum. A voracious reader and an excellent analyst of social issues is here in our panel. He is native of Kottayam and Chief Executive Officer of Sustainability Foundation, a service provider in the field of energy management, conservation, and electrical safety audits. Welcome, Mr. Jayakumar, to this discussion.
Thank you, Shoba.
And third one, Toastmaster Nitin Suresh, the Vice President Education of Kottayam Toastmasters, our personal pride, poet, a passionate quizmaster, overall a good motivator. Working in Malayalam Manorama as brand manager. Welcome, Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you, Shoba, for inviting me to this panel discussion.
Dear audience and girls, and my respected mentors, once more welcome to this discussion. Digital diet, an essential fact. When we plan a restriction to something, yes, in this case, a digital diet, we have to analyze what the present status of a usage of this digital gadget. In the first round, let us hear the plus and minus of digital life according to each panelist. And Toastmaster Anna, tell us, what are the advantages and disadvantages of your digital life? How does it influence your life, your personally and as a student?
Thank you, Toastmaster Shoba. Digital diet definitely has its equal shares of pros and cons according to me. So the cons I feel are larger just because I can't stay on campus right now and experience the first-hand university experience, especially in this first year. But let's start with the pros. The best thing I found about a digital classroom is that I can always go back and review any lecture I want at any rate of speed and even pause and take notes, which is a great advantage because coming from a school where I was spoon fed information, going into a university where you have to understand every single concept that they teach you, this was very essential. It is a new style of teaching. So since I can do it in my own pace, I am very, very thankful for this digital classroom era. Another pro is I study in classrooms with 300 plus students. In an in-person classroom, trying to get the attention of your professor is in vain usually. But in a digital classroom, one single message in the chat box to my professor can solve any doubts. The pros go on and on and on like this, including making friends from all over the world, etc. But the cons include distractions. I have multiple times found myself opening up another tab in my browser to watch a movie on Netflix or Amazon Prime, or even just read a book while the lecture goes on in the background. But another con is the time zone differences. I study in a university in Canada, so most of my classes take place at 3 a.m. My whole schedule is messed up because of this one reason. If I was in an in-person classroom, I feel I would have led a more healthy lifestyle. But then again, everything has its good and bad. Student, I can't wait for in-person classes to begin again. And back to you, moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much for the different kind of, from a student's perspective of this digital era. And we heard Anna and her views too. So let us turn to Mr. Jayakumar. As an entrepreneur, a mobile is an unavoidable part of your life. You are a parent too, of two teenagers. We would like to hear how the mobile influences you and your children.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shoba. Hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Respected panel members, dignitaries on this digital platform, and my dear friends, a warm good evening to you all. As an entrepreneur as well as a middle-aged individual, mobile phone and all other digital devices are part of my life for the past 2 decades or so. Initially, it was a mere hand phone with more features of a cordless device. Later, many more features added to it, and now it's a part of my life and have great influence in my business. Most of the mail communications now turn to emails and instant messaging features like WhatsApp, which help me to take decisions immediately based on facts and figures. As the world is changing very fast, decision making and even price negotiations are online, and hence I must use mobile phones extensively. As a business continuity is a must during the pandemic time, most of the business meetings were changed to online meetings, but still I'm trying to limit its usage when at home and never allow it to consume my family time. But the usage of mobile phones by my family badly affected my kids' education and behavior due to the influence of online games like PUBG and all. Mobile addiction is a fact, and mostly kids are the victims of such issues. Even though it didn't affect their educational performance very much, but they used to spend a lot of time on mobile gadgets, which affects their overall performance, health, vision, and even mental stability. So when it comes to kids, we must be very much controlled, and we do not know where we need to draw the line. So what could be the way we need to educate them the best usage of these kind of gadgets? But I strongly feel digital knowledge is essential. At the same time, one should understand its influence in life and must avoid addictions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jayakumar. Yes, two different perspectives from a student point of view and an entrepreneur and point of view. Yes, let us go to the third person, Taskmaster Nitin. Nitin, you are a person who used the basic and smartphone. We are eager to hear from your point of view in this topic. And we feel we are being tracked when we are using a smartphone. Do you feel it is an invasion? How it invades to your privacy?
I hope I'm audible. My network is quite unstable, so hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Shoba, for inviting me for this panel discussion. Two questions packaged into one. First, let us try and understand the whole benefits of the mobile phone, because I've been using it from the feature phone to the smartphones. Just to understand the whole how much the little mobile has packed into is to look at the kind of products that have disappeared, or the kind of industries that has disappeared with the small product coming into our hands over the last 15 years. I'll give you just a laundry list of things that have gone out of our homes: fax machines, landlines, cameras, photo reels, soon maybe televisions, diaries, radio, maps, atlases, address book, yellow pages, telephone directories, alarm clocks, calculators, flashlights, torches. Huge list of products that has vanished from our homes. These are just objects. Now look at industries that are in danger. I belong to a newsprint industry. I work in Malayalam Manorama, and I see this threat of newspapers, books, and magazines going out in the next 4 5 years. That threat is really real. Look at the kind of institutions that are facing threat. And when I put, it is not a gloomy picture. It's not a gloomy picture that I want to put it to. I just want to highlight the strength of a mobile by showing the contrary picture. Banks may disappear soon. Post office is almost relegated. Big format shopping stores are going away. So you could see the kind of impact this small little device has had over the last 15 years. But I am a firm believer that mobile has a permanent place in our life. If you look at psychologists' study, I think the greatest anxiety now is a new disease called nomophobia. That is, the fear of losing the mobile. The mobile has almost become a sensory organ for you, with all the kind of sensors that are packed into it. So the question is mobile or no mobile. It is basically a question of convenience now, and I think mobile has got a place to stay. Over to you, Shoba.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitin. Yes, I have that fear of losing my mobile. And the first round is over. Yes, we all know, we all heard. That's the different, some interesting points and views from three panelists. How they're taking the advantages and disadvantages of having a mobile. And now I feel digital diet is essential. It is a need of the hour. Let us discuss in this angle with the panelists. In this round, I would like to start from Mr. Jayakumar. If you plan a digital diet for you and your family, how will you make it effective?
Yeah, digital diet is essential because addiction, we need to avoid all kind of addictions. So what we used to do is, from my perspective and my family members' perspective, what we have done immediately, we avoid all notifications. So it will not be having any distractions during our family time. And we have a dedicated specific timing for online data checking. On and off, we will not be checking our emails and all. Morning and evening will be sufficient. And on and off, definitely we will be having a discussion with family members on this topic of social media usage. And if somebody is commenting that you are spending more time on social media, we used to take a break, maybe for a day, maybe for a week. And always we used to ensure that to keep the gadget away from bed. And these are the major thing we used to do for a digital diet, or the detox. What we need to do is, if we find, depending on the type of the personality in our family. For me, I have a control mind. I feel my son will be saying that okay, he can go a little bit more. He can use it even during night. He can make use of it. If somebody points out this one, he will keep it away for 1 or 2 days. So we cannot have a control over. We do not know where to draw the line. But this is the individual's perspective. One will drive this kind of digital detoxing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jayakumar. And yes, digital detox. We need it sometimes. I need to feel like. And that's Mr. Nitin. I know you have a habit of scribbling poems in your phone. This is beside the fact that your work is also over phone as a marketing professional. And I want to hear what is your opinion on digital diet?
I think, as I've already mentioned, you cannot leave the mobile apart. But I'll just add to what Jayakumar and Anna had said. We tend to multitask a lot whenever there is a mobile. That is one problem with us. Even our attention spans is going down. Our brain is actually getting used to this whole multitasking, opening up of different tabs, as Anna said, while the classroom is going on, watch a movie. So that is something that we have to consciously curb. Stop that multitasking. Focus on what you are doing. And second thing, I'll just add to what Jayakumar said. Social media has got lots of positives, but also a lot of ills. The early morning, you are. I used to have this big addiction of putting up a political viewpoint or a consumer viewpoint early in the morning in the Facebook about 2 years back. But slowly I realized it is just going into a whole volcanic eruption on the social media, which has got absolutely no positive impact on me. So one thing you could do, or two things that you could do, is stop multitasking, and whenever you use this social media, use it for only positive purposes. Don't start putting negative things on the Facebook. And then that whole diet, the cholesterol and the bad cholesterol and the bad oil of your whole diet, whole digital diet would get proper. So these are two things: stop multitasking, and social media, use it only for positive purpose. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitin. Yes, we had the different perspective from the three panelists on how they implement digital diet in their lives. Thank you all. And now, the other is a silent part of this panel. With the audience. So now the audience round. I think I just want to know what they have to ask to the panelists from their side. Till now, I was asking the questions from my side only. So what the audience have to ask? But sorry, before that, I want to ask Anna. Anna has to say. Anna, Toastmaster Anna, students and teenagers always get blamed for mobile and gadget addiction. Do you think digital diet is necessary? What's a student perspective in that case?
I feel like a digital diet is absolutely necessary because I went to a stage where I was completely addicted to Instagram right before my board exams. It went to a point where I had to deactivate my account for 3 months before my exam. So again, like Mr. Jayakumar and Mr. Nitin said, it is completely necessary to have like a control and not to multitask. So I will tell my mom I'm looking at notes in my phone while I'm actually on Instagram. And so self-control and keeping yourself on the task, focusing on it is an extremely important point. I am pretty sure a lot of teenagers do not have that have evolved to the complete stage of self-control till now because our minds are still developing. So the best things teenagers could do is if they feel that they're spiraling into addiction, take a break, deactivate your account, give up your phone to your parents because getting out of an addiction is harder than getting into it. Thank you, and back to the moderator.
Thank you, Anna. Not only students, the adults is also addicted to this Instagram and all the social media. Thank you for sharing your viewpoint. Okay, next comes the third round, that the audience round. I have got only 3 questions here, and if anybody is also have to ask some questions, please put me in the chat. And first question, Toastmaster Nitin, assume you have got assigned in not in any emergency services. Do you think that your employer has the right to insist that you should always be accessible?
I firmly believe that the employee is paying me, I have to be accessible because I work in print and publishing industry, which starts off at 4 o'clock in the morning and goes till the next 4 in the morning. So I have to be accessible to the to my boss at any time, because some decisions has to be taken late in the night also. It's an emergency service as far as publishing industry is there. My boss has every right to connect me, and I enjoy being connected with my boss throughout the night also.
Okay, thank you, Nitin. And another question to Toastmaster Anna. Do you think that if there was no mobile phone, the world would have been a better place?
I don't think so, because right now I'm meeting people from all over the world. At 2 o'clock today, I had a Zoom meeting with a girl from Kenya just to discuss a biology meeting. If there was no mobile phone, I wouldn't have been able to meet a girl from Kenya. My biology teacher is from Canada. My math professor is from China. I'm living in an international environment right from the comfort of my home using only this one small square brick. So without the phone, I don't think the world would have been a better place.
Thank you. It's a personal answer. Thank you so much, Anna. And there is a question to Mr. Jayakumar, and put in the chat. The digital detox is the best way to reconnect with family and friends and pay more. Sorry, the question is like, 1 second. Living in the moment is taken off by the mobile phone. What is your living in the moment is taken off by the mobile phone? What is your opinion, Mr. Jayakumar?
Yeah, you are 100% right. On and off, being a businessman, I used to travel a lot till March 13th. So my travel schedule was little skeptical, and often I lost my family connectivity. Most of the time, I'll be flying or I'll be using a lot of mobile phones. And thanks to COVID-19, which kept me aside for 2 months or more. And during that time, I kept my mobile phone away and I was enjoying the real time with my family. Now I'm realizing that it is giving lots of value to my family. And even after COVID, I'll be continuing the same thing and I will not be addicted to anything at all. And I'm addicted to my family now. So I'm pretty happy to share all those things to anybody. And I'll be asking you all just to follow. If you are not following, the bestest time will be with the family. Once you realize that one, you will be sticking to that continuously.
Thank you, Jayakumar. And one more question to you. I think digital detox has also withdrawal symptoms. How can we overcome it?
Yeah, because you can ask any question about the digital detoxing to me, because I personally tried to do the detoxing through a doctor, that to an Ayurvedic doctor, and she has suggested me to admit in her hospital for a 7 days digital detoxing program. So wherein I need to keep away all my mobile phones, all the digital gadgets, and I need to go for an Ayurvedic diet with yoga, meditation, and all other things. And of course, there will be some, initially they will be having some sort of issues, some sort of problems we may face, but I think we can overcome all those things. But fortunately, there also the COVID supported me. So because without the support of any doctor, I was in a position to do the detoxing. And now I think I am completely out from that one. And I don't find any specific issues after that detoxing.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jayakumar. And let's have one more question, and I hope Nitin will answer it. Living in a technology-driven world, do you think it is easy to have a digital diet?
I think it's not very difficult. I think it's you have to take the positive aspects of the mobile and live with it, and then you won't have that negative effects of it. As I said, stop multitasking, use the social media properly, use the technology. There are in an app store there you find hundreds and millions of apps. You install the best app that is useful for you, not the apps that are harmful, or not the apps that take away your me too time and your value, your time, and your most important time. I think if you exercise caution in terms of the privacy that you're losing out, exercise caution in terms of the valuable time that you're losing out. If you bring that kind of restraint into your whole digital mode, I think you would be the digital diet is possible. There is no way you can keep away the phone. Keeping away the phone, I think it's not an option. As I said, it has almost become a sixth sense organ for us. You have to use that mobile wisely. I think that is more important.
Thank you, Nitin, for sharing your views in that also. Um, thankful to all the panelists and the ones who placed the questions in this aspect, in this topic. I'm really thankful to you. And I think that we had a great discussion here. And I am sure you all enjoyed. No, not that word. It is not the word enjoyed. I had to use here. We all had an open thought about something that we have a runaway habit. But as a moderator, I am eager to hear the comments about this discussion from the panelists itself. And how you felt, whether any takeaway from this panel discussion. So, Anna, give a quick response, quick view, what you feel about this discussion.
I definitely got to hear from people who are way more experienced than me in this world, which is a great takeaway by itself. I got to know the exact meaning of what a digital detox and a digital diet means, and also a lot of great methods how to not be distracted and how to actually live with my phone without being addicted to it. Back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you. The youngest of this panel. Thank you so much. And Toastmaster Nitin, please.
I think Shoba, you've done a wonderful job. You started off with a topic on mobile or no mobile, and then you tried and restricted it to some other topic, and then finally arrived at mobile dieting and detoxing over the past 1 week. I think that you've done a lot of research. The questions were really probing. I think any device, I think every generation is offered a device. For our generation, when we were in school, I think television was called the idiot box, and we used to write essays on television, boon or bane. I think our father must have been writing about the radio, and this generation is talking about the mobile, boon or bane. I think every generation will be offered a device like this. I think you have covered the subject quite holistically and then zeroed it down to mobile dieting and detoxing. I think you have done a good job on the whole panel discussion.
Thank you, Nitin. Mr. Jayakumar, as a non-Toastmaster, your comments have a special value. So please.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the show because two different perspectives are there apart from my own ideas. I'm really thankful to Anna because she has pinpointed very promptly what are the pros and cons of this mobile phone. Being a parent, I was watching to her views because it will be a takeaway for me, which I can use it with my kids. I can share with my kids, and anyway, it will be giving a lot of value addition to their future. And Nitin, really thankful to Nitin. He was pinpointing the requirement of digital technology or digital use in a proper sense. Because in a world when we are marching towards 21st century with lots of expectation, lot of control on technological devices, without mobile phones we cannot live. It's a reality. But we need to clearly understand how to use it effectively and how to avoid the addictions. And the day will be coming, you will be cooking, you will be doing the cooking in your home. Even if you are staying at home, you will be doing it through mobile phone. So once you reach home, your food will be ready. You will be using a car without any driver. So nobody will be there. Even the robots will be cleaning your home. So that is a day we are expecting. And definitely our generation will be experiencing those kind of things. So this is a must. But how effectively we will be utilizing, that is our expertise, or how we will be managing the show. That matters a lot. Thanks a lot for this wonderful show, Shoba.
Thank you, Jayakumar. So a student, an entrepreneur, a poet, three joined here to discuss about the digital diet, an essential fact and necessary fact of the time. And everyone who uses mobile phone has a plan in their mobile, a data plan, SMS plan, validity plan, etc. We also have a diet plan, fitness plan, financial plan. Now we have to think about a plan to how to use the digital gadgets. Why not a digital plan? A plan to chart the wellness of our digital life. And instead of fasting, instead of completely avoiding the digital gadgets, we can empower healthy, positive engagement with technology. We're coming to realize that we need to find balanced, sustainable ways of managing our technical use. Much like what we do with our diet, we need an essential digital diet. Before concluding, let me express my sincere gratitude to all the panelists and the guests who joined with me today to share their views. Taskmaster Nitin, my heartfelt thanks to you for your
Thank
support
you.
that you extended to the project and also being a panelist.
Thank you.
This is Jayakumar, words are powerless, to express my gratitude to you. You made an excellent present in this discussion. Thank you so much. And Tasmas Ranna, I'm so grateful to you for accepting my request to be part of this discussion and also for sharing your thoughts representing the student community. And my dear friends, girls and mentors, thank you all. I understand what our world champion Micah said the other day. If you have touched one person in the audience, your speech was worth it. If this discussion aroused a single thought about each one of your own digital life, I would consider it is as a job well done. If you haven't so far, please push away the veils in front of your eyes and enjoy life around you. Over to Taskmaster of the day.